A long time ago, when I was a young actor, I was in a show. I was in a show called King Lear, which is a Shakespeare show. And it was my first time with professional actors. It was the first time I was kind of thrown to the fire, so to speak. And I was really, really excited to be in the show. And in my high school program, which is a great program, but I was lucky enough to basically get every part that I ever auditioned for. It's a lot of hard work, kids. It wasn't just something that happened. There was a lot of competition, but I worked really, really hard to do that. And I thought I was pretty good. And I was pretty good for high school. And I remember getting into rehearsal, and I've had my script now for a good 3 or 4 weeks, and getting into rehearsal, and I'm kind of doing my normal process. By now I'm feeling pretty good about myself because I know what everything means Shakespearean. I've been working on my scansion, and I'm kind of excited. And we get into the first rehearsal, and the actor who was playing Lear was an actor named John Sidoli, who was one of the founding members of South Coast Rep back in the day. And rehearsal starts day one, and the man just comes out throwing comets from the sky on the stage. And from point one, he was just phenomenal. And then some of the other professionals, the guy playing Gloucester, they start coming in, and I suddenly realize, oh, that's a pro. That's what that is. Oh, I'm a little guppy, and I've been a kind of big fish in a very small pond. And this is a much bigger pond with sharks. And they were awesome, and they were supportive, but that moment was the moment that things changed for me, and I was like, oh my goodness gracious, welcome to the NFL, and I am not ready at all. It was almost, well, it wasn't almost, it was embarrassing. They finished Act 1, Scene 1, they did it, and John was just carrying this cast on his back through all of that, and they're doing the play in the first rehearsal, which I'd never seen before. They're like up doing the play. And they walk off, and then I have this monologue that's all by myself where I carry the B plot. And you could just hear the whole train stop. It was just rolling and rolling, and suddenly I'm like, thou nature art my goddess, to thy law my services, oh my goodness. And that's the monologue I knew best. And needless to say, I watched from the wings those rehearsals, and I would be so inspired, and I'd go home, and just from that point on, it was cram, 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 because I sure as heck do not want to embarrass myself in front of those people ever again. From that point on, I've always loved the idea how theater's kind of always been done. It's kind of always been a training apprenticeship. Now, I've taught theater, and I love teaching theater. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. But there is something about when you're in a lab, you can get certain things done, and there is something that you can only get done in productions. And it's great for students, young students, to have to carry shows by themselves as leads, whatever it is. It's great for them to carry it. But it also is great for them to get into experience and watch people who can come in week one, throw comets from the sky in that first rehearsal. It's great for them to see how you only get to collaborate with the director if you've done all your work almost before rehearsal starts. And then you're collaborating from day one. And if you come in, it's so fast. It goes up so quick that if you're still going, I don't know quite what I'm doing yet, you're just not going to get to collaborate. The production just has to keep going. And I've already played every role that in every cast I've done. I played it in my garage 3 times before the first rehearsal. So you almost have to protect yourself if you're ever going to be collaborating. I think that's one of the things that the student interns here at Shakespeare Orange County for the last 2 or 3 years that they see, and they get to watch these great actors come on in, and they go, oh my goodness gracious, that's what it's like. It does happen that fast. It is that intense. Choices get made in that first rehearsal where this concept's now gone, this concept's where we're going, and it all moves incredibly fast and hopefully incredibly exciting. I started a program years ago that I got too busy and stopped, but where we kind of had a professional apprenticeship program with the kids at the school. This was probably about 10, 12 years ago. The students from that era, it only lasted for 3-4 years. The students from that era that I see now, who are in their 30s or late 20s, that is the program most of them talk to me about. They come back and they say, oh my gosh, when we did Lear and you brought so-and-so in, and Bodie Newcomb, who wasn't at OSHA at the time, who came in as a professional actor, and Jay Wallace, we brought him in, and then they eventually became staff members. Those are the things I think that grow you the most, is when you're in the room watching that happen and going, okay, I've just got to be thrown into the fire and go. So I think we've been very successful here at SOC at incorporating our student volunteers and saying, okay, here's a taste of what it is, here's what's going to happen. What's also really kind of nice is to watch them kind of go up the ranks. It's a joy tonight for me. The actor playing Alexis is somebody who I had at OSHA when he was a freshman, and then throughout the years at OSHA, and then interning here as an intern, and then going from this role to this role to this role, to now our company being the company, and it's an honor for us to be like, okay, we made him equity this year, and this is his debut show where he's an equity actor. And for me to see somebody who I taught as a freshman go through all the ranks, work the summer here, and then for us to dub him and go, you're on your way. Go and be fantastic as you move forward in your life. For us, that's a huge honor.